Hi, this is Nathan from Snap, and today we're going to be looking at using SMS as a way of sending survey invitations to your respondents. We will be using Snap Online to add a participant list to your survey, along with creating the actual invitations. To do this, you will need two things set up in advance. The first thing you'll need to arrange is for your Snap Online account to have a custom email address associated with it. You'll need to contact our sales team to get this activated. That leads us on to the second thing, which is to find an SMS provider, as it's this provider who will ultimately be sending the SMS invitations out on your behalf. Your SMS provider will ask you for your custom email address, so you will need to make sure you follow this step first. So let's begin. First off, let's have a look at the Excel spreadsheet that contains my list of potential participants. As you can see, I've got a number of column headers, the most important of which is the email column. This contains each mobile number, but as you can see, it's in a format that effectively turns it into an email address. Each SMS provider is different, so you'll need to check with whoever you're using, but in my example, the provider has stipulated that the number starts with the country code, it excludes the preceding 0, and ends with the SMS provider's domain. You can see I also have a unique ID reference. It is this which allows Snap Online to track respondents, allowing reminder text to be targeted to just those who don't respond, as well as allowing data to be seeded into the survey. And as you can see on that note, I've also got some known data that I will be using to personalise the invitation and also seed into the survey. So that's all the preparation sorted. Let's now head into Snap Online to upload the respondents and create the text invitation. I'm going to be using the travel survey created in previous videos, and you'll notice that the survey has not yet been started and there are currently no participants. So I'll go straight into Collect, and then Participants, and Participant List. I'll browse off to the Excel spreadsheet, and notice it is already pointing to the correct worksheet number. We are sending invitations, and I'm going to personalise the invitation with some seeded data. And you can see it's already pointing off to the email column in my spreadsheet. I'm going to allow Snap to track my respondents, which will allow me to send out reminder messages, as well as allowing me to seed data into the questionnaire itself. And I'll be using the unique ID reference number to do that tracking. For the invitation message, I'm going to seed in the customer's name. And for the questionnaire itself, I'm going to seed in both the gender and the age question. Gender and age are both tick box questions, so we will need to match across the different options. Because I'm using the same terminology in both Excel and Snap, you can see it's done it automatically. Whilst if I go into the age question, I'm using different wording, so I will need to manually match those up. There's a quick confirmation of what's just been set up, and then we're ready to create the invitation. And you can see that 3 participants have been uploaded. We can look at a participant to check the seeding as well as edit it. And we've also got the option to add additional participants either individually or as another upload. But let's now look at setting up the invitation text. It's important that it's a plain text invitation, as SMS messages cannot contain HTML. Depending on your SMS provider, the subject may well be displayed, so just bear that in mind. I'm going to personalise the invitation with the respondent's name. I'm going to include survey link auto, which means when they click the survey link they will automatically be logged into the survey, so it won't require them to add in their username or ID. It's It's worth noting that a standard text message is 160 characters long, which does include the spaces and also the survey link itself. Multiple messages are likely to increase the cost incurred from your SMS provider. We could set up a reminder message which would be sent out to anyone that hasn't pressed submit, and you can specify a timeline of when those reminders might be sent, but today we're just going to leave it as the main invitation. You do have the option to test the invitation within Snap Online. Do note that this will send you a test email though, rather than an actual text message. If you wish to receive a text message to test that element, you will need to include your own text email address in the participant list. Once you're happy, the final step is simply to go to the Collect tab, publish your survey, and start interviewing. This will in turn send out your SMS invitations according to your schedule.